Hey guys, welcome to today's video on a guide to stress management for busy people. So if you're new to my channel, welcome, hello, my name is Elika. I'm a trusted advisor and energy optimization coach for purpose-driven leaders who want to have more energy. So if you feel like most of my clients that energy is the thing that you want to have in abundance and you want to find ways to make sure that that is a priority for you, then what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel because this is where you're going to find tips, inspiration, and habit formation that you can really build into creating a sustainable life where your energy is in overflow. So let's go into today's topic. Now, to give you this guide, I kind of want to give you some insights into what my world was like prior to thinking the way that I do now. So I would describe myself as a typical type A personality. So that is the high achiever profile, predominantly alpha waves, which allows us to be in a flow state. Very competitive in nature. I'm an Aries, so I'm natural fire sign, and very much like can do anything attitude. And what that meant for me is in my corporate career, I wanted to achieve the goals at the expense of myself. And I was always somebody that there was no space in my calendar. And I got my dopamine hit from running from one thing to the next thing, one meeting to the next meeting, one task to the next task. So, of course, I loved my to do list. And that change to managing stress didn't come overnight, clearly. But what I've come to realize is we have to obviously understand that stress is a normal part of the human condition. But chronic stress, which is when you are always in this stressful state and you don't get a break from the thing that creates stress, that is not normal. And so we can stress our body in multiple ways. Physical stress, we can over exercise. That was one of the things for me. It was like, exercise, yeah, sure, why not? And then my to do list became all the different ways that I could exercise. And if you think about it, like, let's just take weightlifting. Muscles are not built in the gym. Muscles are built in recovery. When you sleep, when we think about this, the repair that's happening because the body is absorbing the nutrients and then rebuilding those cells. So a good workout plan has very, very much built in time to rest as well as time to move and exercise. So you can imagine how you can put a lot of physical pressure on your body. Now, emotional stress, right? So the emotional stress can come from how something is making you feel. That can be a person, it can be a place, it can be a thing, Sometimes I can feel stressed by something that somebody is saying. Sometimes I can feel stressed by my perception of how someone may react to something, that I might want to do or say. A lot of people experience this in the workplace where they have managers that they find it extremely stressful to work for them, and they have started to see like how that person responds to certain things. So then there's the perceived stress of, this person might react in a certain way if I do certain things. So this can be a lot, relationships tend to be a place of a lot of emotional stress. And then I see the mental stress. That is the stress of a busy mind. That is that ruminating over the thoughts again of what people might say, what people think of you, or how you're going to get something done. That constant thought process of thinking, the negative thoughts that you have about yourself. All of this anxiety that comes from our mind being in the future of what things could happen. So this is a lot of the mental stress. And then, I think about our collective field. This is the fourth layer of our energetic body, the field that we exchange with others. In quantum physics, we refer to this as the information field. And those exchanges can be difficult sometimes. You may be in an environment where the environment is toxic, like literally smoke or smells. I think of all the time when I go to beauty salons, like the 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 ladies that just sit and smell these chemicals for 8 hours or more a day, and like that is just not an environment that, God blessing me, I could be in. And so that environmental stress, this is then exchanging in our energy fields. So I always like to look at energy from the 4 layers of the body. So the physical, the emotional field, the mental field, and the collective field. And when we look at managing, stress in our lives, we can see from those layers how we really need to go, okay, where are the ones that are draining the most energy, the low hanging fruit? And we need to work through those bit by bit in creating new habits. So I want to talk to you about how I have kind of really done that with myself and with my clients in the Health Concierge program. So when I look at physical stress, what I do is I create a movement plan for my clients that allows yin and yang, so hard and soft, a bit more flow. So I want them to have movement every day, but I don't want that movement to be intense every day. So if I think about someone like me, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I typically do weightlifting sessions. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, I will go through a little jog to I live near Botanical Gardens right now, so I will tend to jog there, and it's only 20 minutes, so it's really nothing, but that's just to really push my lymphatic system. And then when I get there, I walk through, and it's about an hour walk. So I do this beautiful walk. And so I get a little bit of both, like a little bit of intensity because it's uphill to the park, and then the beautiful walk through the park. And that just really stimulates my senses as well because I'm in this natural environment. And then Saturday and Sundays, I tend to really just intuit what I want to do. So it tends to be a lot of walking and it tends to be yoga at home in the morning. So you can see how I get both of those. When I work with others, I tend to find they've gone extreme in one of those areas. Either they've not got anything that gives the intensity that you need to build muscle, or to really push out the energy that's stuck in the body, or they are at the other side where it's all about the intensity, it's all about the ice baths, the heavy weights, and all of that. So this creates a lot of stress, and in creating that harmony, I crave a movement plan that balances that out. Then when I look at the emotional body, I want to understand how are they making decisions using their human design? Because so many of us have the solar plexus inner authority, which in human design is making the way that you make decisions is based on how something makes you feel. And if you have that and you're going very head to head and cognitive in your thinking process, that's going to cause a lot of emotional strain. I also like to see for others that have, the other inner authorities like me, mine is sacral, right? It's that gut instinct. I like to make sure that they're incorporating that so that they're able to know at any moment that feeling of inner wisdom that comes within them, how they are supposed to make decisions on something, and how that then course corrects them from those things that are creating emotional burden from them. So what that means is that connection to your inner authority, which we say in human design, but that inner body, that wisdom is what helps you to shift away from things that create emotional stress for you. And so when we look at the energy scale in physics and we see the frequencies, those low frequencies of energy where we see like anger and grief and frustration, and then those higher frequencies that we want to be in of our emotions, like joy and peace. What we really want to do is we want to work on emotional management. You want to be emotionally current so you can access your emotions and you're able to move between those low frequencies and high frequencies very fast. It's not about only being able to experience happiness and excitement and joy all the time and not have the human experience. You need the contrast to know what's important to you, right? But your ability to move through those frequencies, that's the emotional management piece that I do with my clients to make sure that, and it's just such a big, brilliant bit, but that's what I do to make sure that they're experiencing more inner peace. And then this mental body, so this mental energy field, that's the ruminating. I like to work on your beliefs. So for me, this is why the inner work is so important, because the emotional work is the inner work and the mental piece is all about inner work. So I want to know what are your current thoughts and what are your current beliefs, which when we're talking about all the things in your life that take energy away from you, just those conversations that you have with me give me so much insight into what your beliefs are. So I was talking to a client yesterday and I remember she was saying, everything will be brilliant when I have this person in place in February because, I'll have my right hand man, I'll do this. And I said to her, I agree. Based on this linear thinking, everything would be great when that person's in place. But the truth is, the beliefs that you have that hold you there stop you from doing things and putting things in place right now that will mean that even if this person doesn't turn up in February because something happens to him, that actually you've already started to make maneuvers in how you live your life and how you create habits and systems and processes that make sure that you get to experience peace anyway. And we all want this one thing to happen before we get to, do our inner work on ourselves, give ourselves energetic space to breathe, right? But actually, that belief needs to be upgraded, because the truth is, the things that are going to be a magnet to you wanting to experience peace, they might, especially if they're people, they do not want to come to a frazzled person. They don't want to come to a burnt out person. They don't want to come to a person that they can feel their frequency is low. And so what actually happens is you believe I do this and then I get it, but actually you work on you, and then you create space in your mind, and your mental well-being is really well taken care of, and you radiate a higher frequency, which creates harmony, because then you're magnetic to things. And so then that's the last one. The last area that I look at with stress management is, what's your environment and what are you exchanging energy with? So that can be the pictures that you have up on your wall. I've got a very Hindu-based picture behind me. It can be, the pictures that you're looking at on your wall. It can be your working environment, so what you see every day, especially those people in human design that have the open crown, that are absorbing all their inspiration from their environment, and they're in toxic environments. That just scares the hell out of me. Think about things like your feng shui around your home and your office environment. Think about how you feel when certain people come near you, and what you do with that as well. Like, I know people in Asia feel very uncomfortable with physical touch as a greeting, and so the right thing to do is extend a hand. And so you start to notice what is showing up in your environment when you're exchanging energy with people, places, and things. And how does that feel for you? And so what I like to do is I like to harmonize your home and make sure that you feel that there's a sanctuary there. I like to consider, what do you have on your walls? What do you see in your workplace or your place of inspiration? I like to look at the people that you spend the most time with and see if you feel that any of those are the energy vampires that are just here to take energy away from you instead of give you and flood you with energy, which is what it does when you're having beautiful, deep, meaningful relationships. And I like to make sure that there's just no toxicity. And that can be simple things like mold. You're not in a mold environment, and also the smells and all of those things. And so all of these things accumulate through small little steps, and they are what help you to manage stress. And of course, when we're working on all these different layers, we're going deeper than just on the physical body of, the food that we eat, which clearly can create a huge amount of stress, and, the exercise that we do. We're looking at all of those things on the physical body. Yeah, I didn't spend so much time talking about food today because that's a big topic that I think most people start with and most people stop with. But I really want to work through these other layers and get you to kind of consider that you might be stopping at the physical body, which is what most people do, the diet and the exercise, and thinking that's the deal. If I get this, I won't have any stress. But actually what you might need to think about is the wider, expansive layers of your energetic body. And that's what really shifts the lifestyle that you have and makes you experience life from more peace, more joy, and more harmony, and not from stress. So I hope you enjoyed that video today. I'd love to hear your insights on it and what your takeaways were. So leave those in the comments below. And if you feel there's someone that really needs to hear this message, someone that might be on that path of transformation and looking to rebuild their life with way more harmony, please share this with them. And obviously, if you want to make sure that you get all of these different tips and insights on how you can maximize your energy so that you can have an energy in overflow to give a bigger impact in the world, please subscribe to my channel to make sure that you get notified. Take care.